Backstage, 10-man jam. We're at the Four Seasons, the Bandista, and I'm here with the guy I've waited a really long time to meet, Mr. Bailey Zimmerman, brother. How are you, Bailey?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, I got to tell you my Bailey story, brother. So,
right.
I work in a dance hall. It's my moonlight gig, right? So I work out at it's a country dance hall, and Rockin' a Hard Place came across my radar. And you hadn't been signed yet. It was just blowing up. And someone's like, play Bailey Zimmerman, Rockin' a Hard Place. I was like, the hell is that? And I put it on, and I was like, what is it? What kind of dance? Because everybody dances, right? So I can't play a song you can't dance to. Well,
right.
it's a waltz. And so, dude, the dance.
Swung, baby.
Dude,
swung.
Yes, man. The dance floor filled up, and then they were singing, and I was like, well, I got to get on this Bailey Zimmerman train. Like, what is this,
Let's
right?
go, thanks.
And I kid you not, it was 6-7 months later, they brought Fall in Love to country radio. And I was like, let's do rock. Let's do Rock at a Hard Place. They're like, oh, Fall in Love, it's going to work. It's streaming crazy. And so it goes to number one. And then rock came right up and flew up the charts. And I believe you're 4 number ones deep now.
Yes, dude. Blessed, man.
So
by the grace of God, somehow we're here.
Dude, it's been really incredible to watch. And your shows sell out instantly, dude. Like, I mean, like in minutes, you've sold out all the tickets. So it's really hard to, like, get to see you in a show. And my question is, like, did you imagine that this would all happen in your life? Did you ever imagine this would be it?
I don't think anybody could ever imagine this, right? Like, when I started writing songs and quit my job and moved to Nashville and got signed and everything, I kind of was just working as hard as I could and trying to write as much as I could and trying to learn as much as I could before it went away. Because I was like, my parents always taught me, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if you have an opportunity, make sure you take a hold of it. So that's kind of like what I was doing. And I think I was so just head down, work hard, that I didn't know what was going to happen. I just, in any opportunity, I was willing to take it. I didn't want to say no. And that's not changed the last 4 years. It's like, I'm just like, yeah. I want to do everything. Each opportunity, I want to take it. And yeah, but you definitely never think of yourself as like selling out big venues and like having so many people show up and sing your songs back to you and almost be louder than you are. Like, man, yeah, it's crazy. No, I did not expect to get here. I don't think anybody could ever expect to get here, but
I think that's what makes your story so special, man, because it came out of nowhere to you too, right? And then even to the industry, it came out of nowhere, right? And it was this huge fireball of excitement and passion, energy that you couldn't ignore. Like, it was too big to ignore. Now, I do want to go back though, because the performance and being on stage and stuff and all that was a new world for you. You really came in, you came in with a whole lot of momentum behind you, and I know that there was a learning curve. Can you take me back to what you've gone through and how hard you've worked to get to where you are now, on stage and with everything else?
Yeah, man, so I had never played a live show before, and my first full band show was playing the 2 o'clock slot at Rock the South, and the headliner was Luke Combs. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I had only been singing for 5 months at this point, and we were about to go do this live show. And when we showed up at that gig, I'd only met my band once, and we had no idea how it was gonna go, and it ended up going amazing. I learned holy crap, okay, I can't breathe. I don't know how to breathe. And then, after, singing for a while and being on the road, I actually had, nodules on my vocal cords. So it's I hurt my voice because I didn't know how to sing right. So then I had to go through 2 months of not talking and not singing, trying to heal up. And then I healed up and then had to relearn how to sing. So when I cut Fall in Love in the studio, that was right before I hurt my voice. And so now I have to take that a whole step down because my voice lowered so much when I heard it that I can't sing that high anymore. So that was a real learning curve. Was I just got into singing, and I am very aware of that right now because I have no idea how to sing. I thought I would just, you could just sing, but then all of a sudden you get hurt and you're like, oh crap. So that was a huge learning curve, learning how to breathe through my diaphragm and breathe through shows. When you're getting so lit, how do you contain your breathing and sing good still? So man, the last 3 years has just been that, learning how to sing, learning how to breathe better, learning how to sing and move more. And I don't know, and being on tour with Morgan, that helped a bunch, because if you're going to run around that stage, you got to be, somewhat in shape. So yeah, man, it's been the biggest learning curve was learning how to breathe and learning actually how to sing.
Yeah, because it's so much more than just singing. It's not a tape playing. You can't stop. The band goes, and you got to go too. And so I appreciate you answering that so honestly, man. Because I was really curious. Because like I said, I've been watching you since you were first budding to now. Like I said, on stage with Morgan, nominated for major awards. Look at you, man. How'd that nomination feel?
Dude, it's man, it's something that you every artist dreams of, right? Like getting nominated and recognized for your work. Because, man, Religiously, the album, and all the songs that came before that and the EP before that, man, that was like so much hard work and so much dedication and, going back, like some of those songs took 6, 7 months, 9 months, almost a year to like get fully done where we loved it, and to be recognized for all that hard work is crazy. So it felt pretty damn good. It was nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, congrats, man. It's so special, and you deserve all that. And
Thank you.
One of the conversations that also comes to mind with you is I remember someone sent me Religiously before it had been released, and I listened to it and I thought, I wrote back actually, what is this guy doing that he's tapped into, right?
Thanks.
Like, because it's like you're on an ultralight beam is what I call it, right? Where the path just keeps unfolding in front of you over and over again.
It's a blessing, dude. Like, it's actually the craziest how each time I get to, just like Rockin' a Hard Place, that song, we didn't have any more songs because I was writing a song, putting it out, writing a song, putting it out. I didn't have like bank songs or anything. It was like spur of the moment, write a song, put it out. And after Fall in Love got put out, we were looking for the next song, like, okay, we're going to write it. And I literally walked in to the studio, and my producer, Austin, was like, hey, man, do you know Heath Warren? And I was like, yeah. And he's a writer in town and a writer on Rockin' a Hard Place. And he's like, yeah, he put this song on Instagram. It's really cool. You should check it out. So we watched it, and immediately I was like, dude, that song is next. Like, I have to go convince these guys to let me cut this song. So it's so cool how every time we didn't know it was going to happen, it just kind of laid itself out there. Man, I just give that to God. I can't deny that. It's like, there's no other explanation than there's a path, there's a plan for me. And it's like so cool to see it so unfolding out in front of me. Yeah,
because Religiously
it's a blessing.
Is almost a worship song in a way.
It started out as a pop song. Have you ever heard the story about Religiously?
No.
It's the craziest. So Marty James had sent Religiously to my managers, Chief and Simon, with the Core Records, or with the Core management. And so they had this song for a while, and it was like this trap beat, not the melody that it is now, but the bones of Religiously, like the words and the concept. And it went through like 8 or 10 different artists, different production things. And when I got it, it was some like church, like symph crazy thing. And they were like, I remember I had just gotten out of my first meeting in Nashville. I'd only been there for like maybe 2 weeks, and I wasn't even moved there yet. Like, I'd only been coming to Nashville for like 2 weeks, and I got out of my first publishing meeting, and they sent me the song. They're like, hey, we've had this song for a long time. Would you want to take a crack at it and stay in town tonight and go to the studio? And back then, man, and still now today, of course, but I was like itching to go to the studio because I hadn't been there very much. So anytime I could get in the studio, it was like, oh yeah. So I went straight to the studio, and we ended up putting the dobro on it, the rhythm guitar like it is, and I messed with the melody. The first demo of Religiously from me is the coolest because it was like, you can hear that it's Religiously, but it's like not there yet, and it's so cool. But it went through 10 different artists. I randomly got it, and I remember when I got the first demo back, I was like, this is the title track to my album. I'm going to save this song. I don't want to put it out right now. Because I had that song in the bank when I only had like 2 songs out. So it was really cool how like a year later, 2 years later, I ended up putting out that song. And I'd said it like 2 years before, like, this is going to be my title track to my album. It's going to be called Religiously the Album. I'm going to do Religiously the Tour. And, man, to see it all come to fruition is just, man, crazy. It's so cool. I think about it every day.
Well, there's no doubt that your enthusiasm for life and your passion is a big deal with all the great things that are coming your way. Not lost on us, it's Veterans Day today. That's why we're here at 10 Man Jam, and we're raising money for the PTSD Foundation of America. I saw you sign the guitars. Thank you for doing that for us.
Yeah, of course.
And you did some special artwork on yours. Pretty special.
Hey, you know, I'm an artist, man. I gotta do my thing on it, man. I'm not the greatest drawer, but, you know, I try.
It's the details, man, and it looks killer.
It's honest work. You know?
True that.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
That's all we can do, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like a song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you have any military friends, family?
Yeah, my little brother, Nick, just got back from Australia. He was deployed over there for like 8 or 9 months, and now he's back in Cali in the Marine Corps. And then my brother Dalton was also in the Marine Corps, and my dad was in the Marine Corps. And I think my grandpa was also Marine Corps too, maybe Army. I should probably know that. But yeah, man, it's like a family full of military, and yeah.
So it's not lost on you by any stretch. Then.
No.
You know your family's put in the time and the sacrifice.
Oh, yeah. No, my dad, that's all he talks about. He's like, man, I used to be able to run and this and that. Yeah, I've literally heard about it my whole life.
So you're going to get to unplug for the holidays, go home for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, oh yeah. Man, I'm stoked. I haven't got to see my family in a while, my mom and my dad, so... Man, I'm so stoked to go back home. I got a lot of buddies that are ready to drink some beer. I got some family that's ready to hang out. So, man, I'm stoked. It's going to be sick.
What's the Thanksgiving table? What are some of the things you're going to find on yours when you get there?
Well, on my plate, it's probably going to be ham, maybe turkey, maybe not. Probably, I'm just a honey ham guy, so probably honey ham. I love cheesy potato casserole. I also love green bean casserole, maybe some baked beans.
All right.
Chocolate milk for sure.
All right.
I just love chocolate milk, have since I was a kid.
You haven't mentioned dessert?
You know, I'm not a big dessert guy, but if I'm going to go for dessert, it's going to be probably more milk and chocolate chip cookies.
I love it.
Yeah.
Bailey Zimmerman, you're awesome, man. I'm so glad I finally got to meet you. Before I let you go, Christmas, we got to get the holiday. You done the Christmas shopping for anybody yet?
I actually have been on TikTok Shop, and the stuff you can find on TikTok Shop is crazy, dude. Like, I have bought the funniest things, and it's like $2, $2, $5 here, $7 here. It's the best. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But we also do. We've been doing this Cancun trip. We did it last year for Crash My Playa, and then we're gonna do it again this year for Crash My Playa. So we all go down there, and that's
that
kind of
sound like any fun at all.
It's actually not. You know, you just sit in the pool and drink with your family. It's not that fun, but I'm gonna do it for them.
Yeah,
just for them. Yeah, not for me at all. Yeah, it's the least I could do, yeah.
I love it, man. Well, if you need someone to carry your bags, you let me know.
Hey, I will. You know, if you want to just sneak on the plane, you can.
I'll just keep an eye out. You know what I mean? Just, hey, Bailey's sitting right now. He's with the family drinking.
We'll just make sure that you'll be my drunk friend.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can handle that part.
Perfect,
for sure.
yeah.
All right. Bailey Zimmerman, so great to meet you, man.
Thanks for having me, man. You're freaking awesome.
You are too, brother. Bailey Zimmerman, everybody.